Audience, my dearest friends, our beloved listeners, we are coming at you with our take on Stranger Things 3, but we needed to do a little bit of a disclaimer before we jump into the meat of the episode. My name is Jeremy Miller. I'm joined alongside Cassidy Doherty and Michael Harness. We're coming at you with a little disclaimer today, okay? So we got a couple of things at play going on in this episode, all right? We do a lot of fighting. Okay.
Yeah.
We came out of this episode fucking guns blazing.
Yeah, I think we all binge watched it throughout the weekend. So
yeah, and we were just
more or less.
We came in.
I did.
No, we all did. Yeah, we all binged it in a weekend.
Yeah, hard.
And we came out into this episode fucking on fire. Okay, now there are a couple of things going on. Okay, so because we were so emotionally charged,
yeah,
you'll notice a little bit of a change in the audio. Specifically with me, Max, and Cassidy.
Yeah.
I was as cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, Michael was cool, dude. He was chilling over in the corner like, y'all fight, I'm chilling.
Yeah, I was sitting next to Jeremy, turned towards him, completely forgot there was a microphone there because I was heated.
We were heated, okay. And Maxwell, our dearest Max, we recorded that episode at like 8 at night, and Max started work that day at 5 in the morning. So Max is a little tired. Me and Cass were yelling, forgetting that our mics were there. And Michael, on the other hand, was just being a cool cucumber podcast host over there in the corner.
Here we are. This is me. Hello.
Hello, everybody. I do also want to throw in a caveat before we jump into the episode, okay? I gave this season a lot of shit, and I'm not going to redact everything I said. I am, however, going to change my letter grade for the record. I rewatched the finale with Mariah.
Of season 3?
Of season 3.
Okay.
Okay, because she hadn't seen it, and I was all pissed off. I went back in there, and I rewatched the finale, and it bumped my letter grade to a B-, guys.
Huh.
Okay.
I'll be damned.
Everything I say, minus the ending of the finale, still holds. Mm-hmm. But it was good enough to where I bumped my letter grade.
What did you give it originally?
A C.
He gave it a C.
So now it's a B-.
I'm giving it
jump like 2 a little. Yeah, 2. C+ to a B-. C plus, B-.
Okay, yeah, 2.
Yeah,
I'd consider the pluses and minuses like a half step.
Okay, 1.5.
I jumped up like 1. Yeah, I jumped up 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll still take that though. I dig that.
But most of everything I said still holds true.
Sure.
Sometimes you come out of a viewing, right, and you're so caught up in your emotional response to your like initial initial reaction.
Charged.
Sometimes you need to process, guys, and I didn't give myself enough time to process.
I get that.
Okay.
Amen to that.
Amen. Yeah. But I did want to ask you, Cass.
I feel the same way. Everything that I said, I stand by, but
Okay.
also to those viewers that watch season 3. I had not seen season 1 or season 2 in a long time before watching season 3. So guns ablazing for, loving this
Series.
episode,
Yeah.
a series. And I was fighting for it.
Yeah.
But also I went back and watched a couple episodes of season 1, and I'll be damned.
Yeah.
It's made me reconsider a couple of points.
Okay.
So
All right.
maybe I went from an A to
B+.
B+.
So
yeah.
we're like both a step down.
Yeah.
Or I'm a step up, you're a step down.
Yeah, we're finding that happy medium.
Something tells me that
Bridges
Michael
have been
is
mended.
still just kind of sitting there neutral.
I don't remember what I gave it. I mean,
I think you gave it a B- or
You
a B.
gave it a B?
Maybe a hard B. No, Max gave
it's
it a hard
either
B.
a B+ or an A-.
You definitely didn't give it an A-.
Yeah,
It's
no,
probably
I
a
was
B+
the only
then.
one
Yeah.
that gave it an A.
But
You did. I think you went B+.
Okay, well, mine's not changing, and I just completely finished rewatching season 1. Like I said in the podcast, which you're about to listen to.
Yeah.
I get it. I get the whole gripes and things because I hadn't seen it in a long time either.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the story guy. I like just watching things for what they are and letting things unfold. And like, yeah, there's going to be like little nitpicks here and there, but there isn't that original feel, which I talk about, I'm pretty sure. In,
I think you did.
Moving forward in the podcast, but
Yeah.
doesn't change my view of anything. I if anything, it was more fun to watch you three just kind of go at it.
Oh, Michael loved it. You guys, listen, I don't think there's an episode, maybe the Titan. We got pretty crazy on the Titan, but we were all in agreement. This
Yeah.
may be the first episode where we were really actually fucking getting mad at each other.
Yeah, there was some anger, but
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
But like
you
we're
guys
all
were fuming.
playful. Like we're
I heard you were pissed.
We were
going
all
home.
pissed.
I was pissed.
yeah. We were pissed, dude. As soon as I saw Mariah, I was like, dude, you'll never believe what happened. And she's like, no, I heard. I heard everything. She was in even
I
Through the
needed like a
soundproof
good vent
room, I
sesh
heard it.
after
Yeah.
we podcasted.
So did I.
because yeah.
I just went to bed.
I went home
Yeah,
and
Michael
I
went
was
to
just
sleep.
like,
I took a shower and went to
whoever
bed.
wanted to listen, I was like, I just podcasted and okay, you have time? Okay, like 30
Yeah.
minutes later, they're like, are you going to go to bed? I'm like,
That is
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, so we just wanted to jump in here and let you guys know we're all friends. We all still love each other. Flix and Six is very strong.
Yeah, the band's not breaking up yet.
yeah,
No,
we
the
just
band's
got
not
back
breaking.
together.
Yeah, dude. So, and you know, one thing like when we get passionate like this, it's because we really like stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a. When you're arguing about movies, one thing I really hate is when it's like a right versus wrong.
It's all about perception.
Yeah,
It's
that's
exactly
we
it's how
all
you
have
feel.
different views on it.
Exactly. So
I just forewarning to the audience in the who's moving forward on this recording, you're going to hear that same exact sentence come out of Jeremy's mouth at least 5 or
3
6
times?
times. No,
Yeah.
it was multiple times because I laughed every single time he
I
said
just
it. And I was
really
like,
want it
I
out
get
there.
it.
I just want it out there for the audience because they
It's
don't
so
know us
fucking
like
funny.
we know each other.
Right.
So that all
So
being
funny.
said, just know going in that Cassidy and I have slightly altered our letter grades,
Yeah,
but for
that's
the
good.
most part, like
I still stand by everything.
I stand by what I said. The only thing I redact is when I start going nuts on the finale. I take most of that back. I rewatched it with fresh eyes.
Can't
Okay,
wait
I
to
kind
listen to this.
of put my shit aside and just watched the finale, and I was like, okay, you know what? That was good. I'm bumping my letter grade. I gotta wave my white flag a little bit and just fucking call it what it is.
Yeah.
And I think we're all very passionate people.
We
you
are.
know,
We get
and
wild.
I really hope, like I said, I was not fully there on the mic the entire
true.
time,
Yeah.
but I'm still hoping people can really hear some
Your
of
passion is conveyed. Don't worry.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
they'll still get it, but we all kind of came together and we're like, you know what? Let's give a little preface to this episode.
Because
Fair
it gets
warning.
crazy.
It gets wild. It's very long, so just stick it through. I promise. About halfway through, there's an olive branch, and we all start getting along.
Yeah.
And but either way, it's as much fun listening to us fight as it is to listen to us getting along.
It's
Yeah.
so funny.
So
You're in for a good ride.
this is a good one, you guys. We hope you enjoy it. Let us know in the comments. DM us on Insta or comment on the post what you guys thought. There's 2 camps. When it comes to Stranger Things 3, okay? The people that liked it and the people that didn't. We want to hear from everybody,
Yeah.
okay?
There's no right or wrong.
Yeah, so let us know. And that being said, enjoy the episode. All right, y'all. So it's here. It's finally happened. We finally watched Stranger Things 3. A little bit of a tongue twister there, y'all. Michael, you got the minutes fired up, bro?
I do.
Okay, who wants to go first? I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go first. I'll get it out of the way.
All right.
Count me down.
3, 2, 1, go.
Friends in the room, audience at home, I regret to inform you that I'm giving this a C.
Huh.
A C. It gets a C from Jeremy Miller. And the reason why is because every other episode felt really shitty, right? The episodes that were on felt great. The episodes that were off felt horrible. There was equal parts excitement and disappointment, okay? Overall, I felt like the plot was very convoluted and just kind of overly silly. I thought that I don't want to watch kids make out for 8 episodes of a show. You know what I mean? Since season 1, we lost a lot of plot and character development. I felt like every character in this season and season 2 was just the most exaggerated version of themselves. So I liked it, but I didn't love it. Therefore, it gets a C.
Cool.
Now that that's out of the way, who wants to brighten it back up? Cassidy Dougherty.
I'll go.
All right, Cass.
3, 2, 1, go.
I have to completely disagree.
Fire it out there.
I gave this an A. I loved it. There were parts where I felt like it was slower, or kind of like, why is this here? But I think at the end of it and as things kind of progress, everything is there for a reason. And feel like if they just kept it into like all the stuff we love about Stranger Things, it'd be 4 episodes. So I feel like there was a lot of filler, and it's like fun, and they had to do that. I was mad that there was only 8 episodes at that point.
Sure.
And I thought it was really, really good. And for some reason, like, I don't know how they do it. I don't really like super science fiction-y stuff, but anybody can watch this. It's such a good show, and you just love the plot, even if it is
silly
aliens or
Boom.
whatever.
Well done, Cass.
Cool. You guys are tied with 2 seconds left.
Oh my gosh, Maxie, you ready, dude?
Sure.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Maxie.
This is a solid B
A
for
B.
me.
Okay.
I kind of agree with you. It was, some parts were super shitty, but the parts that were great far exceeded those. I think the first 4 episodes were kind of slow and didn't do a whole lot for me, but the last 4 were, I thought, amazing. As far as character development goes, I agree and disagree. I think that the character of Hopper, I didn't like him in the first 4 or 5 episodes. I thought he was being kind of a douche, and then in the last couple he got back to that caring but gruff, really smart detective that I liked in the first season. And a lot of the other characters, I thought there was a good arc to them. And overall the show was good. Just good.
Good.
Cool.
All right. Michael, last but certainly not
count you
least.
down?
C, A,
and a
B.
B.
Huh.
Okay.
ABC.
ABC.
Okay.
Okay, Michael.
All
Fire
right.
yourself up there,
All
buddy.
right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
I haven't really given it much thought, but I'm gonna have to say B plus.
Oh, wow.
You kind of hit it right on the head, Cass. But you also said the first 4 were last 4 awesome.
Yeah.
Everything that you guys said, I feel like I agree with on some level, especially the Hopper thing. But in comparison to season 2, this is drastically better.
I'll give you that.
Yes.
And I think that is swaying my decision because I watched this literally all day Saturday. But I will say that there were times where I was like, what's going on Instagram? I got bored on some of it for those filler episodes. And I told you that. I was like, there's literally almost every other episode other than the last 3. It's they don't fit. But they also kind of need to be there. Kind of, not really. Sometimes, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, B plus.
B plus. Okay, so
Perfect.
we've got
You were perfect.
a C, an A,
B.
a B, and a
B
B
plus.
plus. So do we all recommend
Yeah,
this
of
season?
course.
It's Stranger
Yeah.
Things. You have to watch it.
I think you should watch it.
Listen,
It's an
guys,
amazing show.
it's Stranger Things. You have to watch it. Now, let's jump into this episode.
Okay.
So this is going to be a little tricky because we're breaking down a whole season of television.
a lot.
Okay. Now, I want to just warn the audience. In the Flix and 6 tradition, we try and get you in and get you out in 6 minutes or less if you have not seen something. But if you have seen it, we're going to keep riffing. But that means to you guys at home listening, we're going to be diving into this shit and we're going to be talking about spoilers, okay? So if you have not seen Stranger Things 3, get the fuck out of here. Go watch that shit. What are you doing? You had a whole weekend. And then come back when you've seen it. For those who have seen it, here we go. First thing we're talking about, my friends, characters. Michael.
I mean, I think we're all on the same page. I would assume so about Hopper. Because I mean, I was like, he's being a douche.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not the Hopper that I know and love. I want him to be a little brutish, but I don't want him to
rugged,
be.
but
Yeah,
not
I don't want
an
to be him a
asshole.
douchebag though. You know.
He looked like he belonged in Boogie Nights with that fucking haircut.
And the shirt and it's
Yeah.
his whole outfit for their
Yeah.
date. That was
Yeah.
pretty funny. But just how he went about everything, he was just
To
he was
people
just
he didn't know.
yeah,
you
he was
know?
just yelling. There was a lot of yelling, which I don't mind when a character gets loud, but I feel like it was almost out of character for Hopper to just yell at literally everything. Is it me?
No.
No.
Okay.
No,
No.
not at all.
No
dude.
one's saying anything.
I feel like before I start really getting into what I have to say, I feel it necessary to kind of preface this by informing our audience that I'm diehard Stranger Things fan. Okay, you guys, I fucking met Dave Harbour. I got pictures with him. I got autographs. I hung out with the guy for half an hour. You know what I mean? I met Barb, dude. I told Barb, oh man, we had a great conversation, me and Barb, you know? My cats, their names are Hopper and 11.
I know.
Okay, so for fans of the show, you ever hear Michael talking about Hopper? He's talking about my motherfucking cat, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay,
cats?
we're in it. Okay?
Yeah.
But here's what I got to say. And this is why I gave it a C, is because I absolutely hated what they did with Hopper in season 2. I hated it.
I don't remember.
If you
even
watch
remember.
season 1
So forgettable.
and then jump into season 2 right afterwards, you ask yourself, what the fuck is going on with Hopper? He goes from the kind of snubbish, smart-ass dick, but also like
Good heart and
analytical,
soul.
and then like, you know, he's rough around the edges, right? He's the guy that doesn't give a shit, and he's got some baggage, right? And then the finale of season 1, which is by and far one of my favorite episodes of television of all time, right? You get to see the other side, the reasoning behind his behaviors, behind his mind state and all this shit. And then season 2, he's like borderline fucking abusive and like just a fucking crazy lunatic that nobody listens to. And it's like, dude,
controlling and
he was the
obsessive.
authority figure. In season 1, all the kids listened to him. Joyce listened to him. He was as big a piece of the puzzle as any. And then in season 2, they're like, all right, now let's exaggerate that, okay? I hated that in season 2.
Right.
In season 3, I was like, I really hope that Hopper gets back to who he was in season 1. I miss that character, right? But instead of exaggerating towards mean and angry, they were like, maybe that didn't test well with the audiences. Let's try silly and stupid. And that's what he was the whole entire season, was silly and stupid, right? Like, I've got notes on notes about examples, but like the easiest one is when he links up with whatever the guy's name, the nerdy guy with the glasses and the curly hair.
Alexi.
No, the guy
No.
with Alexi. They
Oh,
take
the
Alexi
translator
there.
guy?
Yeah, the
German guy.
No, he's not-
translator.
He's not German.
He's like his friend. He's like an old like buddy
Or
that.
not
yeah.
German. He speaks
No, he was in
Russian.
the
That's
speaks
what I meant
Russian,
to
He's
yeah.
in the
say.
second season.
Yeah, he
That's
was in the
who-
second
Yeah.
season. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
When they go there, right, and Hopper just like, and the Russian's not talking, and Hopper like gives him the keys to the car and gives him the handcuff keys. And then he's like, just wait, guys. And Joyce and the guy are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he's like, no, just wait, right? And the guy's like driving away, and the music's like, boop, 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 bow, 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 bow. And it's like, dude, what the fuck is happening?
I didn't hate that
He's
at all.
a goddamn cop. He's the chief of police.
See, that was my example of getting back to the good old Hopper.
Yeah,
The one who's smart
Let me ask you this,
and
dude.
knows
Like
how to
street
play.
smart,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me ask you this. When's the last time y'all watched season 1? A while ago, right?
Since it
Been a
came
little
out.
bit.
Yeah,
8
yeah.
months
So
ago?
I
Yeah.
revisited a couple episodes just to make sure I'm not fucking crazy, okay? Best example from season 1 that I think everybody will remember, when he gets the kids, right? And, you know, Will's missing and Dustin, Mike, thank you, and the other guy? Lucas, thank you. When they're all sitting there on the couch, and Hopper's like, I don't want you guys going after him. You remember that scene? And then he sits down, right? And they're all talking back to him and stuff. And he sits down and he's like, I mean it. Don't go after him. And they're like, oh shit. Like, and they all listen. That's Hopper, dude. He's a no bullshit kind of guy. He doesn't sugarcoat a goddamn thing. But yet in season 3, the motherfucker's bathing in equal parts sugar and yelling. All he did
He's loud.
this whole
He was yelling.
season was yell.
I know.
And Dave Harbour is an incredibly gifted actor. So then, and I know we're going to talk about the end, right? But that fucking ending pissed me off so much because he died for no reason. No reason. Other than fanfare. Other than they knew they had to blow out the ending because that's what they did in season 1 and season 2. So it's like, Hopper, he's standing out there on the fucking machine, right? He's standing out there. There's no countdown. There's no like, I'm in between the machine and the gate, and the only way for Joyce to close the gate is me, so I sacrifice myself. He was standing there and basically just said, well, I'm here, so just click the button. And Joyce is like, no, I don't want to click the button. And he's like, no, go ahead and click the button. And then she just fucking clicks the button, and then he's dead? For what? What did it mean? Why did it happen? Why didn't he just run up the fucking ramp?
He
Why
couldn't.
he couldn't.
The thing was.
why didn't he just jump off the side? Earlier in the episode, you see the guys fly off the side. It's maybe 8 feet, dude. Totally survivable. Why
But
didn't she
everybody
just?
in that room.
Why didn't she just wait? Why didn't she just wait? There's a door on the other side.
I mean, there's people screaming and people telling her what to do.
There's nobody in there but her. I rewatched
No,
it.
but on the walkie-talkie.
On the
Oh, on the walkie-talkie.
walkie-talkie.
yeah,
They
they're
didn't
literally all
have
like,
time to
close
do
it,
it.
close it, close it.
Then you
of
gotta
the
blow it
monster, right?
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the monster,
Shut
right?
it, shut it, shut it.
So that whole time, right? Hopper pushes the guy into the thing and then is standing there. It cuts back to the kids fighting the thing for at least 3 minutes. There's 3 whole minutes, dude. 3 minutes is a long motherfucking
I
time.
mean, you're just
I
you're just
assume it's the
assuming
same
that
sense of
it's
time.
chronological.
but tell me why, why did Hopper have to die? Other than plot service and fan service and a blown out finale, plot wise, it made
Well, that's what
absolutely zero sense.
every series does.
Not true. Season 1 didn't do that. Nobody died in season 1, and it was fucking incredible. Season
Barb.
2, nobody died. Well, in the finale, I mean. Season 2, nobody fucking had to die, dude. And it was incredible.
Barb died season 1 or season 2?
Season
Season
1.
one.
Season 1.
Yeah, 4 episodes in.
Yeah.
So it's like, to me, it's like they
don't
took
even
this
think he's
character, right, who I loved above all else. He's the reason I watched the show, right? And season 2, they completely butchered him, and I was like really holding out that season 3 they'd bring it back, and they made it worse, and I couldn't believe it. So when he died, and we'll get into that even more, I'm sure, but when he died, I literally rolled my eyes because I paused it, and I looked at Mariah, and I said, the only way to save this episode is to kill a main character. And I'm not talking about motherfucking Billy, dude. I'm talking about a main character, right? And then I hit play, and it shouldn't be that predictable. It shouldn't be like that.
I mean,
man.
yeah, you could
But
spot
I
it
didn't
from a
think it
mile
was
away.
bad, so I don't view it as they needed to kill off a character to make it better.
Who knows? He might still be alive.
think
Oh,
he's-
he's 100% still alive.
Yeah, he's definitely
and that
still
makes
alive.
it even
That's what
worse.
makes me mad.
Even worse. If
See, I like it.
If you're going to kill him, kill him. That's like if in the next fucking Marvel movie, RDJ's like, haha, thought I was
But
dead,
some
right?
things are predictable, but I literally
How is it different?
was weeping.
I'm not the one here to fight.
I'm just saying, as a fan, the characters, and we'll get to Joyce, and we'll get to the kids, and we'll get to all that. But Hopper was the reason I loved the show. And if you guys, I challenge you guys, rewatch season 1. I'm serious, and you will absolutely notice the difference.
No, I mean I noticed
no,
the difference.
I
get
agree
it.
with everything except
I know he's different. I think they were trying to show an arc and they didn't pull it off well.
Here's the problem. It was not an arc, right? Or I'm sorry, it was an arc. But the reason it fell flat, the reason it didn't go the way they intended or whatever, is because with a continual series, with a saga in film, with a long-running TV show, right? You have characters that navigate through a singular arc through a season, but the long-form arc over multiple seasons, right? So it's like Iron Man in the MCU, right? We see him go from Iron Man 1, where he's a fucking asshole who doesn't care about anything but himself, right? To Endgame, where he sacrifices himself for all of mankind, right? But within each MCU film, we see him go through an arc, right? But linking them isn't changing the character every time he starts a new arc. It's continuance. So with Hopper, he's on this arc in the first series, right? About why he is the way he is. We find out it's his fucking daughter, dude. He's saving Will Byers. It's like incredibly powerful emotionally. And then we scrap all that and start completely new in season 2 with a brand new character, right? And then we scrap all that and start in season 3 with a brand new take of the character versus a continual arc throughout all 3. Had they done a continual arc, I would have been way more on board. He's a complex character. He's an anti-hero. There's so much you can do to show the audience him working through his shit, but they didn't. They made him tell jokes, and the kids like calling him an asshole and a crazy old hermit and all this bullshit. And it's like, dude, how did all of that change? How does he go from being this respected cop who's kind of a piece of shit to like the joke of the town? They don't show it to us. They just give it to us. And that fucking pissed me off. That's my take on Hopper.
All right.
Nobody wants to bite or what?
No.
No, not going there.
Yeah.
I didn't think so. I wrote these notes and I was like, I don't know who's going to argue with me, but
I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't either. I disagree,
That's half
but
the
it's
fun.
not even.
that's half the fun. All right, let's talk about Joyce Byers then. Nobody wants to get in the ring with me here.
What about her?
She sucked too, dude. Even worse than Hopper.
Oh,
Okay,
fucking
God.
You're telling
I
me.
can't do this.
No, you guys can do it. Just, hey, we're all friends here. We're talking shit. You're telling me that Joyce Byers, the mechanics of the plot for Joyce Byers is fucking magnets. Magnets that don't matter. That don't matter at all. So here's the character arc, right? Season 1, she's fucking insane to everybody else but her, because her kid's in this other dimension being held by fucking God knows what, right? And everyone thinks she's nuts except for us because we know what's going on, right? So she's running around town like a goddamn maniac, and the only ones that believe her are us and Hopper, right? So then you get the finale where she gets her kid and blah, blah, blah. Season 2, same thing. So season 1, Will's in trouble. That means that's why she's going fucking nuts, right? Season 2, Will's in trouble. That's why she's going fucking nuts. Both very believable plots, right? Season 3, she has to go nuts because that's the character, right? So what do they give her to go nuts over? Fucking magnets?
I think it's just paranoia at this point.
Yeah, I see her
Little
as
things.
almost like a schizophrenic woman at this point.
She's been through a hell of a lot. And I
Yeah.
think in each season, they always have that dynamic of like the kids, Joyce and Hopper, and they're all living their own like world of the story. And then they all come together at the end.
Yep.
You know, and that was her and Hopper's kind of thing. They didn't know anything else was going on. And
Right.
yeah, they have to like portray her as someone that's losing it because she has every right to.
I hear you on the magnets. I get that it's a stupid way to push her character, being crazy and paranoid and whatever, right? But I don't. What else would it have been?
Yeah,
could've
like do
been
we
a
have to
million
push
things,
Like
man.
what? I
every
can't,
little
'cause
thing for
how
every
about
little
this?
character?
Everything was going fine.
Exactly. Why not tell that story? Why not have an unsuspecting character, right, who's been through hell and back, and we show her having a great time, like Iron Man in fucking Endgame. He's out in his cabin in the woods, dude, showing a character finally breaking away from the PTSD that we've seen in previous whatevers, showing her lackadaisically fucking just kind of living life, you know? Like, Will's like, hey, Mom, I'm going out for the night. And you could see, like, the inner struggle of, like, you know, loosening the grip a little bit. And she's like, okay, have fun, you know? Like, showing her.
I don't think enough time's passed.
Yeah, she's still grieving
She
Bob.
can't. I don't think she can be
And that shit I loved. I loved the grieving Bob shit. But why couldn't that have been it? Why couldn't that have been it instead of fucking magnets that come up 3 times in the story and have no relevance to the ending? They put the teacher in there, Mr. Clark, for no reason. You're telling me we got to watch 10 minutes of Mr. Clark explaining how a magnet works and it's completely irrelevant
Well, I didn't
to
know
the
how
ending?
a magnet worked, and I thought it was cool.
That's what Google's for. They brought him in as fan service, and it did not pay off.
I disagree.
It didn't pay because how is it relevant?
Because it was the machine.
Yeah.
What about it?
You don't know there's a machine.
It
You
was
have like
causing the electromagnetic field to be thrown off.
So her knowledge of magnets, right?
I'm not
She
going
didn't have
there.
knowledge of
That-
magnets.
She
She went to
they
him
were
to learn
falling.
about
She
it.
didn't know why
Right.
they were falling.
Right. Okay.
And it was like a coincidence.
Yeah.
Once it happened, and then another time
like,
it happened. And
It
she
was
wa-
stupid, but it was kind of, it was there. So
It was there, man. And that's all I'm saying is that with the characters, I love the Morning Bob, dude. That shit, I felt that deep.
Honestly, I couldn't care less.
You know, I love Bob.
I
Bob was
did
like
love
the
Bob.
only good thing. Bob and 11 closing the gate were the only good things out of season 2. But again, I don't know, man. It was, and like all the dialogue between her and Hopper, every time those motherfuckers started talking to each other, my eyes rolled so hard I got a headache. I could not believe it. I was like, this is what we're doing? This is not how you build sexual tension. FYI, go watch 5 episodes of The Office. You know what I mean?
Go watch Murder Mystery.
Oh my
Fucking A,
god,
man.
yeah. I do have to agree with that. It was, but it's such a piece of like the overall story that like I didn't hold so much bearing on like hating those parts.
Yeah.
Because they do a really good job at cutting like different scenes and like piecing it all together, so you get like the good realm of it. They didn't stick on these scenes far enough for me to like get annoyed by them.
And I think that's where they went wrong for me, is that they would go to these cutscenes where they're fucking making out or doing whatever God knows, dude. They're fucking arguing and like they're arguing or whatever they're doing, right? And then it cuts to something cool. But because I'm so pissed about what I just saw, I can't enjoy the cool shit as much.
Complete opposite.
You know?
Man, you're hung up on these two.
Yeah.
I'm hung up on Hopper. I'm hung up. We haven't even got to anybody else, and I'm gonna kind of pump my brakes a little bit. But Max, why don't you throw a character out there and let's give me a break, dude. I'm out of air.
All right,
Odd.
Dustin. I like Dustin.
Love Dustin.
He had some of the best scenes in the entire
The
season.
best scenes.
Him and Steve.
Him and Steve.
They
I'll watch
ha-
all day.
they-
Best friends.
If
Oh my
if they had
God.
their own spin-off show,
I
I'd watch
totally
that
watch
shit
it.
all day,
100%.
dude. All day.
They're just like
Work it. Ahoy.
mysteries in behind, in the back room of the.
well done with the olive branch, Max. Well done. Dude.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
I
sir.
couldn't handle any more of that.
Yeah, well, just wait until we get to story.
Jesus fuck.
No, but yeah,
But by far my favorite part of the entire season is Dustin breaking out the song.
So good.
Oh
Like
my
of all
God.
the
With Rosie
shitty
Poo?
parts of the season,
Rose? No.
Susie.
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 Whatever.
Of all the shitty parts of the season, that
So
one
funny.
scene made it worth it.
So
it was.
good.
I was laughing so hard because you're in such a tense moment.
And they're
then
just
the
singing
only
Never-Ending
And they
Story.
pushed it.
The only way to get the answers you need
to sing.
Yeah.
is to sing.
Yeah, and not only sing,
And
but
that's a
sing on
metaphor
a
for
channel
life.
that everybody's listening to.
Yeah.
And the Never-Ending Story song.
Yeah.
And then
Oh my
no
God.
one mentions it again.
Yeah.
No,
They do. They
until
sing it
the
at the
end.
end.
Yeah.
But like
the
in
end.
that moment, no one says anything.
No, because they're like, oh, all right, Dustin, sing it, man. Let's get this fucking
They're like,
number,
this
dude.
is life or death.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, those two were my favorite part. Their duo, like as soon as Dustin shows up in the
I
ice
wanted
cream
more
shop,
of that girl.
right? And he gets so excited to see Steve, and Steve
They do
gets
the
so excited.
handshake?
Dude.
Yeah.
That had me. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like dying laughing.
Me
just
too.
the handshake
Yeah.
and just like they had the best chemistry.
For sure.
Out of
By
all the
far.
making out, they had the best chemistry.
For sure. What do we think about Uma Thurman's daughter?
Maya Hawke.
Yeah.
Actually
Yeah.
Love
loved
her.
her.
Yeah, she was
did
awesome.
Yeah, she was great.
So great
God.
as like introducing a new character. Like I immediately, she had such a good vibe to her and like that good banter between her and Steve.
Yeah,
where
that
you're
It
was
took me a
this
minute
is
to realize
cool-
who she was. I was like,
cool-
God, you look familiar.
I
But
had
then I was
no
like,
idea until you just said that.
Mariah got it from The Voice.
Ethan
She's like,
Hawke and Uma Thurman's
Really?
daughter.
She
That's
was
so
like,
true.
that girl sounds like Uma Thurman. I wonder if it's her daughter. She Googled
Oh,
Uma
yeah.
Thurman's daughter.
my
It
God.
took me a minute, like
does
3 or
sound
4
like-
episodes, and I was like, God, who are you? And I was
Yeah.
like, that makes sense.
got
They
the
talked
cutest
the exact
freckles.
same. Oh,
I know.
The freckles were
I
great,
love it.
dude.
I thought she was lesbian too. That was cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
Because there was
I
like the whole
that.
build up with like
sense
where they
Steve, and
weren't
it's like
trying too hard.
I
Yeah.
like that they didn't go there with that. I thought it would have been funnier if she had been obviously a lesbian and then Steve just never caught on and kept
yeah,
like
'cause
falling
he's
in love with
so
her.
Yeah.
stupid.
But she was just like clearly
That would've
a
been
lesbian.
funny.
That
would've
would've been good.
I liked the reveal though. I thought it was like
Did he try and kiss her?
no,
In the
he
bathroom?
like
He
slid
slid
under
under
and he was
and-
like,
He was like-
Because they were puking in the stalls, right?
Yeah.
that was I was.
But then
the
he's like,
drugs
yeah, I'm
part.
just like really like I like you and I look at you a lot and I know you look at me. And she's like, no, I was looking at you because I'm jealous because the girl I like is looking
And
at
I
you.
can't believe that girl is liking you because you are a mess.
Yeah, because you're a piece of shit. Yeah, and that was
So
good.
good.
And then I
That
like
was
how
funny.
he played off it like, well, she's worthless anyway. And then like immediately he's like in her corner.
Yeah.
I
Right.
love that. That was
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
And then at the end,
Yeah,
where
they're
they're
good
just
friends.
friends,
yeah,
just
now
getting
they're
another
just like
job
besties,
together.
dude.
Yeah.
She's a part of
Oh.
the crew. I like it.
Fucking
Yeah.
great story, dude. Love that.
was
Watch in
easy.
season 4, she's gonna be a fucking raging lunatic that just yells the whole time.
No, they'll just bring Hopper back in some stupid way.
Yeah, like now he's a
guess-
zombie or something.
He
no,
li-
he just
he
flies
lives in the
and he's
upside
like,
down.
Hey, I'm back. Where's
Yeah.
my daughter?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
she's
opens
gone.
up a portal from the other side.
Yeah, he's just like walking through the upside down.
Because all the other scientists got zapped too. So
did.
they're
Yeah.
over there as well.
Yeah.
You
What
never
other
know.
characters do we have? We had Will
Well,
and Lucas.
I mean,
and
11.
11. Yeah, let's talk about 11.
I like that she was more vocal this time.
She was.
You know, she's like obviously like learning and like she's
This
not.
was her
She's
big-
still a little parody, like mimicky, but
Yeah,
she
I like
had
that
her
it
own
was
thing.
a logical step too. Like she didn't talk in like full complete sentences.
No,
the
yeah,
whole
it wasn't too
time.
much.
It was like a logical step to her like becoming
dump
more of
you.
a person.
Agreed.
I dump
Agreed.
your ass.
Yeah, I love that
was
they
funny.
did that. Exactly what Max said.
Yeah.
I love that. Where it's like, because we've seen her in other shit, like Godzilla, and you know, I'm like, fuck, how's this gonna go?
She kills
They
it.
did a great job at like segueing her into like, you're still a weirdo, but you're like closer.
She's forming
you know?
her identity at this point, you know, and
This might sound really stupid, and it might sound like I'm not a fan of the show, but like, what is she?
I don't know either.
Do we not know that? Do we not know where
She's,
she
like,
actually came from?
trained.
We know who her biological mother is.
Her
We
name's
know-
Laura, isn't it?
Yeah, we know. We saw her mom. She's
Because I kept thinking this whole season, I'm like, am I just stupid and I don't want to go back and look it up? Like,
You know, what's funny is I'm having a little bit of a hard time remembering, and I feel confident that it's one or two things.
I thought she was a science experiment.
She's a, I'm
I
pretty
know she
sure
was an
that's what it is.
experiment. She was like grown in like,
in the
lab.
Yeah,
but and she was like genetically modified to like have these powers, right?
Yeah,
Am I,
and-
right? Am I right?
I think
Yeah.
so. And they like subject her to the, or wait, but is it that, or was she born with special powers that then gave her the ability to be subjected to the upside down?
That I'm not sure.
I don't know.
It's one of those two.
Yeah.
I thought she was born naturally and then just experimented on.
That's what
Okay.
I
See, I thought she was grown
what I
in the
thought.
lab.
Because in season 2, she finds her mom or finds
her
what's
sister.
left of her mom.
And she has a sister,
Because her
which
mom's
I
like crazy and
yeah. When we get to
Ah,
story,
shit.
I'm gonna bring
Oh,
that
I
up.
All right.
forgot about
yeah.
her
I don't
remember any of that.
sister.
Yeah.
But
Compl-
I don't know why I was thinking about it. I liked her in this season because she was like coming into her own, like wearing brighter colors,
Yeah,
like
she's like a normal chick.
80s, like
Yeah.
full 80s
Very
decked
80s.
out.
Yeah.
I love that.
I
Yeah.
love
I wish I was
that.
like a mall kid in the 80s. Like I vibed hard
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
you'd be poor as fuck, dude.
Well,
Spending
everything's
all
cheap
your
as
money
shit
at the
back
mall.
then.
That's true.
So
Yeah, at one point.
Yeah,
they
where
were-
they make $3
Yeah.
an hour.
I'd be a
$3 an hour.
millionaire back then.
Oh fuck, you'd be like the governor, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking
Heck yeah.
loaded. What other characters? Lucas and
Max.
Max.
Whatever.
I had some beef with Max. Just for the same exact thing they did with Hopper, just totally new arc out of nowhere. She goes from like total tomboy, like I'm from an abusive home, to like
taking 11
oh
shopping.
my god, you should like dump him. Oh my god, let's go to a shopping montage for 12 minutes for no reason. You know?
I think
I don't know. I think it's just
being
growth.
a girl. I don't.
I think she's
that's
just coming
off
into her
at all.
own.
Like people
For
can
sure.
be tomboys
Yeah.
and like she's like helping her friend.
Yeah, for sure.
She doesn't
Yeah.
have any girlfriends, and
Oh, yeah.
you know she wants to like
And
influence
11
her
came
friend
to
in a good.
her.
Yep. No, I
Yeah.
completely agree with everything you guys are saying, except for the fact that
So I
she
don't
came.
view it as like, oh my god, shopping. It's like, hey, let's like be empowering.
But that's
like
what
we're
kids
coming
do
into
is
our
go
own.
to the mall. It
Just
doesn't matter
do
if
shit.
you're a
Listen,
tomboy
you're
or not.
misunderstanding me. I'm not saying that I got beef with what they did. I have beef with how they did it. You can have characters come of age. You can have characters develop over time, but they are still that character. Watch season 2. I promise you, if you guys go rewatch, you're looking at me like I'm nuts right now, but if you rewatch, I
I just think
promise.
you're, I
but
just think you're
kids
being
that
unreasonable. I don't think
I'm
you're
not-
crazy.
No, dude. How many times have I said I love that? I love this. I love that. A lot. I'm
But
throwing out a
kids
lot
that
of love.
age
but-
don't do like
Oh my
things in this
God.
like rational like.
She's still
smart
skateboarding and
way.
shit.
No. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be rational. It does. Listen, a good story. Okay. Okay. Here it is, Cass. Okay, story arcs 101. This is like if Hans. No, this is bad. You're
I was
not a
gonna
big
say,
Star
don't go
Wars
there.
buff.
Yeah, don't go to Star Wars.
Okay, House. You love House.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What if between season 2 and season 3 of House, right? He completely dropped his addiction and became a very caring, loving doctor.
Gross. Shut your mouth.
Exactly.
But I don't think that
Characters-
happened at all.
But that's not a
Characters-
one-to-one comparison.
Characters develop over time, but they are still that character. Max, if you watch season 2, I promise you guys, you will see exactly what I'm saying. She is a completely different character. And people, whether you want to believe it or not, do not change that much, especially in that short
I was
of
gonna
time
say-
period.
Kids are different.
But we did. Well, I didn't say it. One of y'all did. It was like it wasn't that long of a period in between the end of season 2 and the beginning of season 3. So I do agree with the fact that there should not be this much of a change. I kind of see how what you're saying with like how they went about it is wrong. I just didn't mind it.
Yeah.
Hey man, we're just like riffing on movies, you know what I mean? It's not like I slept great last night, you know what I mean?
I'm not gonna sleep good tonight.
This is the most fun I get to have in my Mondays. You know what I mean? Is bullshit with y'all. But hey,
think of it
I
when you
still
were
love
a
you
kid
guys, you know?
and you got your first boyfriend. Like it's just a new entity
That is
entered
true.
into
That
your
brings up a
life.
good context, though.
All of them are like in new relationships. They've never been in a relationship.
there's
They have
Mike
no idea what they're doing.
just
They're
stuck.
trial and error.
Mike?
Right.
You know,
Mike.
it's not going to
Mike.
come across like I am doing this like rational thing. You know,
No, and I'm
I
not
know
talking
you're not
about
saying
rationale.
rational,
Teenage emotions.
but I just like, the mall is there. That's like where a majority of the thing is filmed. Like they go shopping.
No,
They,
and
like,
I think I really think I misspoke.
she's still super sassy.
Yeah.
She's still super
you gotta
like.
hear her out. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, keep going.
Well, she's still like super sassy. She has attitude. She doesn't give
She
a fuck
does.
what the boys think.
Nope.
And she's. Granted, I will give you, I have not seen season 2 in a little bit, so like I don't have a big comparison, but I don't think it was like I can see where growth would happen even if there was a bigger growth.
When Max sees Billy, okay?
At the end.
Now, Billy in season 2, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Billy bullied the shit out of her and all her buddies, right?
Hey, he almost ran him over.
Right. When she sees Billy at dinner with the head of the newspaper,
Right.
and his shirt's fucking tucked in, and he's like, huh, that's just my sister Max. Max, what are you doing here? It's a little late, don't you think? And she's like, yeah. And then everybody's like, hey, is Billy acting weird? And she's like, nope, everything's fine. What?
She said that.
Pretty
She
much.
did- she did
not
Because
say that.
11
No.
had to point out to her that something was even up with Billy in the fucking first place.
But there's an age difference. She's trying to ration like,
I didn't
he's
get that
probably
vibe
having
at all.
sex with girls, this and that. Like she doesn't know fully her brother, you know.
All right, let me
He
ask you
bullies,
guys
he's
this.
an asshole. She's
Right.
Because they're
probably
not
trying to,
actually like full
No.
siblings.
No, but they're siblings enough to where she knows his normal temperament, right? And his normal temperament is, what the fuck are you doing, dude? This, you can't fucking run at
But
the
she's
pool,
probably
lard
been
ass.
told so many
Right?
times.
He's like, lard ass, you can't run at the pool. And he walks up to the moms and he's like, what's up, lady? Let's go fuck. And she's like, oh yeah. And then he's at dinner and he's like, hello, Maxine. Yes, I'm just at a fancy
No, I get
formal
it.
dinner
He
with
wasn't
people that I'm
acting
not
like
with.
that.
But
He was still very pushy.
No.
And
No.
when you're conditioned and abused, she probably was like, I'm not even going to question this because.
But if you were Max and I said, don't you think that's a little weird? What do you think you would say?
I think her face said differently. She was like, "Yeah."
But if I
or,
actually
he's probably
asked
just
you,
this, or
I
probably
think
just
I think
that.
she would say, "I've seen Billy do weirder things to get laid."
so if you I'm just telling you guys, if you rewatch,
You keep saying.
I don't think
I'm
Mark
just
is going to
listening.
change, but
and listen, audience at home, I know that I am on a very small island of people. I read reviews for hours today trying to see who.
Jesus.
There's other people out there, man. There are other
I
people
believe
out there.
you.
But
we're
it's
not
not
even
a
on
lot.
story though, and like I feel like you're picking apart these characters for.
That's because what made season 1 so fucking incredible was the characters. I fell in
agree.
love with every single one, man. It's like if fucking Empire Strikes Back came along and fucking Han Solo was just this stupid little bitch all of a sudden. I'd be pissed.
no.
What about
I do
Nancy,
like him.
dude? What about Nancy?
What about her?
I love Nancy.
She was consistent.
Yes, she was one
Consistent,
of the onlys.
but I didn't.
And the brother,
Yeah.
Mike's older brother?
no, Will's older brother.
Will, whatever.
What's the brother's name?
John.
Jonathan.
Yes.
They were great.
Yeah.
I loved their entire story. I thought they were awesome.
I did not like their stupid fight in the car.
Okay, good.
I did not like
Oh
that.
yeah, that was bad.
That made
Yeah.
Oh, when they
They like
about like
went behind the
broke up.
editor's
yeah,
back.
like
kinda
you
broke
just
up.
live in
Yeah.
this bubble. You've never had to work for anything,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And it's like, yeah, they were kind of mean,
College
dick,
money.
but like she also got it. Like I just was like, you guys don't need to have this fight right now,
Yeah.
just to come to the end together and be like, we're not. It made no sense. It was so unneeded.
Yeah, I mean they took it too far. It's like just getting a tiff. Just be quiet. Like have like that awkward silence.
Yeah, not
dude.
be
It didn't
like-
need to be this whole like, well, I guess we're
No.
done then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
That's where it had me because then
Yeah.
when they like re-meet up, it's like, oh,
Because you
could
know how
care
it's going
about
to
you.
end.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that only happens like the let's just break up then if they've been fighting regularly for a while.
Yeah.
Right? Like you don't, you're
Which
not.
they haven't.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, what?
Yeah.
A little
No, they're
weird.
very, very happy.
But overall, I loved.
Yeah, they
I
moved
love
in together
Nancy,
at the
man.
end. It was real cute.
Yeah, that was nice.
No, I mean, I love those characters. Like those have been my two favorites since last season. But I wanted more of them. I didn't think
too.
they had like the biggest part. All they did was play reporter and photographer and find that rat and then
Yeah.
the lady. But that's about it.
And get hit with some thick fucking sexism.
What? Oh, at the newspaper.
Sorry, I was
Yeah.
literally thinking sex for a second.
Oh man, you guys
I'm like,
made me
what
feel
is-
so crazy right now. I'm like, did I just make that up?
I was like, I
Well,
was awake that entire
80s,
time.
a girl
80s, yeah,
in
yeah.
the newspaper world. That's common back then.
Oh yeah, I liked it.
Still, even probably to this day in the newsroom.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
no,
Which-
at first I was like, they're pushing it, but like they needed to.
Yeah, I was watching it and I must have threatened those guys 100 times. You know, they
Oh, the
played it so
newspaper?
right. Oh yeah, I was like,
That
dude,
one guy who always plays that doucher
he's
in the
always a
office.
dick,
I
yeah.
know. I love him as his character because he plays it so
Oh,
fucking
so
perfectly.
right, dude.
Isn't he a
But-
stand-up? I think he's a stand-up comedian.
I
Is
think
he?
he's
I don't
done
know.
stand up, but he's been in like roles literally just like this before. I can't think of anyone else that there's. I mean, do we need to talk about Billy at all?
No,
I mean,
Oh,
he
Not
was
got
there.
much on Billy.
Yeah,
I didn't really even look at him like a character. I literally looked at him like he was. I mean, he's
He was an
literally
entity.
the monster. So
yeah.
yeah, I
an
don't got much on
embodiment of
Billy.
him.
Yeah, I like.
He's menacing.
He is menacing.
he is.
I like that.
I can never pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce his actual name. Like Dockery, Montgomery, whatever the fuck.
I'm not gonna try.
I don't know how you say his name, but I love him as an actor. I think he's
Doesn't
really
he
great.
awesome.
not look like the cousin of?
I'm gonna know some cousins apparently.
Well, it's not a real
Oh,
cousin.
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
Yes, he does.
Oh, I know who
He
you're talking
looks
about.
like Zac Efron, but
Steven,
like
whatever.
a cousin,
Oh,
like
no,
a
different
spin-off
person.
of him,
Yeah.
where you're just like he really does.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did-
see, he looks like he would belong in the. There's two of them. There's brothers.
The Jonas Brothers.
No, there's only two, Maxwell. He was in Pineapple Express with Seth Rogen.
Oh, the Francos.
He looks like he
Yes.
could be a Franco.
He looks
He
like
does.
a Dave Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
does.
more Dave.
More
than,
Dave than James.
Yeah.
Because he's still good looking,
Yeah.
but like
He
he's
also has
always
like
gonna
an
live
Quirky
eerie
looking.
kind of way
Yeah.
where you're like, huh?
and he's
But yeah,
always
that
gonna
mullet
live in his
doesn't help.
brother's shadow.
The mullet,
You know.
can't stand it, but him in real life, very good looking.
What
guy.
I will say about the mullet though is that if anyone could pull it off, it's
him,
that dude.
for sure.
Like I couldn't believe like sometimes I'd have to remind myself that he's rocking a mullet.
I really wish they would have gave Lucas like a high flat top,
Yes.
like because it's the '80s.
Oh my god, that.
Because they all look the same. Like
Taller.
Will even had like the weird mushroom haircut because
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
all like swooped
Oh,
in.
brutal.
They all got so fucking tall though.
Yeah.
I know. Well, all the
They are
actors are at that
growing.
age where it's like,
Yep.
they're getting tall. They got to film quick if they're gonna like
I
keep
know.
this going for another season or two.
Yeah, it's dude, it was crazy watching this because
The only person that doesn't really look any different is Will.
right.
He's just a little taller.
He's like a
He's
bigger
just
version.
taller.
yeah,
Yeah.
but barely.
I did like
Dustin doesn't really look different either.
I can tell he's older, but yeah, he looks pretty. He's just taller too.
Yeah, because sometimes kids age so dramatically that you can't even tell it's them anymore.
Right.
Like Al Pacino.
I was one of those.
during his like 50s when he turned into like a different human being. You know what I'm saying? Like Al
I haven't
Pacino,
really dived into that.
like Godfather Part 1
Google
versus
images.
Godfather Part 3. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Cocaine will do that.
Yeah, dude. Cocaine will do that, Maxie.
Hugs, no drugs.
I did like. I do agree that that Billy is fucking scary, dude.
He played a good, and they
Yeah.
did like really good makeup and like CGI on him to like make him look like fucked up.
Yeah,
It was really good.
I was into it.
And I like the monster. I thought it was cool because it's
Yep.
like you finally see. I mean, they obviously portrayed it as like this giant, huge thing.
Yeah.
And then in reality, it's like not. I mean, it's big, but like
I
wasn't
like that
big.
they called it him,
Oh yeah,
where they're like he's back.
yeah.
Instead of
Right.
like keep referring to it as like an entity or like an
Right.
it or
That's a
like
good
that
pull.
monster.
I
I,
like
really
that.
like that where
Yeah.
it was like he's back.
Humanized.
Humanized
exactly.
it, yeah. Which made it
Where
scary.
it's so
Scarier, for
normal,
sure.
you know,
Yeah.
where like this has been their life for so long.
Right. Yep.
What is the timeline? We're kind of segueing into
Well,
story.
they first-
Get into story.
Yeah, we should
'Cause
segue
we're
into
overdue
the
for
story.
story.
Because I'm just curious as to when did season 1 start and when did season 3 end, like timeline.
Well, when the Russians
I don't remember.
tried
was
to
summer.
have the wheel, it
So
said
3
like
years,
1 year
like 3
later.
different summers.
No.
It was not summer in every season.
Yeah, no, it
was
was
fall.
It
It was
was
fall in one of the seasons.
It was
Season 1, right?
Christmas in season 1, Halloween in season 2,
So it
and
hasn't
now
even been a
4th of
year.
July in season 3.
So like
So it's been a year and a half.
a year and a half.
maybe
Well, it
2.5
starts in
years.
fall and it goes
No,
to
it starts
July.
Starts in
winter.
Christmas,
Starts
so
in
a year and a
Christmas.
half.
Oh, and then
Winter-
circles back.
Almost-
Yeah.
almost
So there's a
year
bigger
between
gap
one
in
and two.
between season 1 and
One and
season
two.
2.
Yeah.
Almost a year. 10
Well-
months and then another 6 or 7 months.
All right.
So
'Kay.
the first opening scene
'Kay.
is the
Russians.
The Russians trying to
In the
open the
past.
portal and they fail.
In
Yes.
the past.
And it says 1 year later,
Right.
and then they're trying it again, and this is where everything's happening.
Yeah.
Is that happening
While the lab
to
is
show
doing their
that
shit.
it's been a year happened since they've closed the portal, or is that happening simultaneously?
While the
That's-
lab is still open.
The Soviet in the beginning is happening while the other stuff is happening.
Okay, so
they're-
the portal wasn't
because they
closed,
knew it
and then
was.
they were the
They're like,
first
oh,
one-
this is like where shit is going to be a lot easier because they
Yeah.
needed the machine and like the
And the
key
machine
and
wasn't
the
working.
but the location was like that was
So
the missing
there
part
was
that they
already
had.
a portal in what is the town called?
Hawkins.
Hawkins. I
Yes.
knew that. Darn it.
It's all right, Cass.
In Hawkins. Did I say it wrong?
No,
No, I mean you did, but it's fine.
Hawking.
Hawkins.
Hawkins.
There
There
you
you go,
go.
Cass.
The portal open while Russia. Do they know about like? That
I think they came there because they probably heard about it somehow, right?
So the
because
portal
that's
was
the other
already
part of the
open?
equation that they were missing. They obviously came to
Oh,
Oh,
Hawkins.
they just
knew
did
that
not know the
Hawkins-
location.
Right, that was the part that they were missing. They're like location mattered.
Yeah, when Alexei was explaining his plan, he's like Hawkins had the right location, so that's why they moved the lab to Hawkins.
Right. Under the mall.
Okay.
So-
It makes me
So
feel
when
like
he
it's
said
been
you
2.5
have-
years then to like
It's-
show a
At
difference.
the end of season 3, it's been 2 years because they fast forward 3 months.
Ah, that's what you're trying to tell me.
Yes.
I was
When
nodding
they
in
fast
agreement,
forward
but I
3
was
months,
lost.
That's when you hit 2 years. At
All
the
right,
end of season
that
3.
makes sense.
When he says you have a year to
Fix it.
make the machine work,
Yeah.
that's when they move to Hawkins.
Because that's
get
when
the
the younger guy
machine
takes over,
So
Alexei.
in that year span of them moving to Hawkins, then the portal was closed.
Right.
So season 2 probably takes place during that year move.
Yes.
Got it.
I wonder why they needed the machine on for so long, though.
Well, it's to keep the portal open. When the machine goes off, the portal
No,
closes.
it barely was open. I feel like it
never
said it was
fully opens.
opening.
It was opening.
They said it was opening. It didn't say it was open. So it's like they were like drilling this laser at this fucking wall for like. Well, I guess it's only span of like a couple of days.
Yeah.
Okay, I
A
got
couple
this.
of days.
Okay.
Okay, you
I
ready?
guess that makes more sense.
Okay, so
Story.
story. Thank you, Cass.
Story.
Yes, ma'am. Somebody go.
I.
I'm still running low on air, you
just
know.
you're
about to go-
sweating.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you were about to go and I
You're
cut
glistening.
you off.
It's hot in here, you guys. We got this
I
new
know.
studio here at Flix and Six. It sounds awesome, but it's hot.
It's a box.
It's a box.
It's a hot box.
Hot boxing. All right, Cass, fire it up.
I enjoyed the story. I think with something like this, and granted, I'm talking on behalf of people that maybe just like I don't get into super logistically,
Same.
sci-fi and like sciencey stuff.
I'm the story person too, Cass.
Yeah, and I thought it was a good story, and I also always take into consideration, and I think this comes from my days of Prison Break, where it's like,
I thought you were gonna say my days in prison, and I was like, Cass.
Locked up at
I thought I knew you.
Stop the show. We got to figure this out.
oh man, no, it's Prison Break, and I don't know if you guys have ever watched it.
Oh, I've seen it.
But-
Wentworth Miller, yeah,
I love him. Oh my god.
yeah, same.
Anyways, every season you're like, what possibly more can they do? And they end up like breaking out of like 3 freaking, jails and like, but I still
That's
don't
excessive.
care that it's super excessive because I
Yeah.
love
No,
the
I get
show
it.
so much.
I get it.
So that's how I feel about this. And I always
Right.
take into consideration where it's like, they have to make it kind of crazy. Sometimes all the pieces won't fit together because like, it's not the first, and it's not like House where like each show is like its own puzzle to be solved or
See,
each
I was thinking the
episode.
exact opposite because it's like it's literally the same thing, but you don't fucking care because you love the show so much. You love how the story pans out in every episode.
Well,
Same thing with like Criminal Minds. You know there's going to be like a serial killer they have to catch, but also throughout the entire season there's like the big serial killer that like evades them and plays tricks on them, and it's
like Dexter.
Yeah, Trinity killer,
episode,
you know,
but
there's
the ice truck killer.
Right. Yeah. There's like the big one
where they have
over
one
everything.
big running thing, you know.
I don't think the story is as important to the show because, and I usually big on the stories, but the whole show is like an homage to the 80s. This movie or this series, this season was like an homage to like
good.
Red Dawn. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
big time.
Brewskis.
We know the same thing's gonna happen in the story. It's just what kind of pop culture elements are they gonna play off of,
and what other layers is it gonna have
on our nostalgia for that time period?
The Red Scare, baby.
Yeah.
Cold War.
I loved it so much because I like that.
Or the story as a whole, you mean?
Just the story as a whole, but also like the
too.
play on the 80s pop culture and like the mall rats. Like there's, I think one of the episodes is called Mall Rats.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You know, because it's like when malls became a thing, like, yeah, it sucked for like small businesses, but I would have loved to grow up in that era where like malls were cool and you like got a couple bucks from your parents to like go hang out at the arcade and like listen to good music, and I was there.
Question.
You're not that much older than me.
I was still there, dude.
I get it. We didn't have them all in Chillicothe, Ohio.
Oh,
like,
man.
Nowhere near having a mall. Like,
and
nothing.
It's funny because
we had a
people these days
cornfield.
don't go to malls.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
like
it's
you
like
were viewed as
mall.
like grimy if you like go shopping
Like
at the mall.
small town America where you can ride your bike no matter what, and your parents don't care that you're home after the street lights are on. Like,
and you
that
sit by the
was
fountain,
good
you don't
shit.
care
Yeah.
if you're
And all
even
the
shopping.
music was amazing, like bangers from the 80s. Like,
Question.
Loved it.
Did you guys watch? They had an actual commercial for the mall within. It's like a 1-minute video, and it's literally the commercial for this Starcourt. Justice had to say.
Yeah.
Starcourt. Yeah, you guys should watch it. It's just a minute clip. And
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, because I just wanted so much more.
Yeah,
I went through. I'm like, there has to be another episode.
Oh, at
but
the
they
end?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
it just comes.
I didn't go that
it's
far.
Like with like season 2 recap and like season 3 trailer 1, season 3 trailer 2.
Like
and
the
then there's,
bonus shit.
It's like I just feel everyone staring at me like, okay.
I can't.
Do better.
But yeah, there's just a
I
minute.
shut it
mall,
off,
and
sorry.
It just made me like. Granted, I wasn't there in the 80s, but it.
I know. You were barely there.
I was there enough.
You were like
You
4
were
years old.
baby.
Yeah, I was. But I
You
remember
were
mall
in the
culture.
90s,
That
No, I get
You
it.
were
It's
in the
still like
90s.
early 90s.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's the same shit. I think it started
Neon
dying.
lights, that
Yeah,
flicker.
like the fashion. It was so ugly, but yet so cool
yeah,
at
and
the same time.
all the movie
Geometric
references
shapes.
were
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
incredible, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like Back to the Future.
Dawn of
I
the Dead.
love that.
That shit
I
was Day of the
loved
Dead.
that.
Day of the
dude.
Dead.
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't
that
know
was
why I said
fucking
that.
awesome, dude.
Yeah, those were good.
Yeah, that was dope.
I wanted to pause it. And I want to go back and see what other movies were playing because they had 6 screens. I want to see what else was on.
Yeah, I love that when Back to the Future rolled credits, right, and everyone in the theater started clapping. I was like, oh man, I really wish I'd been there.
Right.
You know, and then I was like, fuck, my kids are gonna be like, they're gonna watch a show, right, and it's gonna have like a bunch of people watching Endgame and clapping, and they're gonna be like, man, I wish I was there for that, you know.
It's like, fuck yeah, I
Fuck
was.
yeah, dude.
I'll show
We
you
were-
my ticket.
We were there.
Yeah.
We were there. I did. I loved all the '80s references, all the pop culture, all the clothes, all the the soundtrack.
Not
but
enough egos though.
I did.
There was no egos.
I was really let down by the original score.
Really?
Yeah, the score for season 1 and the score especially for season 2. It's these two guys. They're in like a synth band. All they do is synths, analog synths, right? And the score in season 2 was so powerful and so good. I'll fucking listen to it in my car sometimes.
Oh, that end
Jesus.
score?
Yeah, dude. It's incredible. And that was really, really missing in this season because a lot of the interlude scenes were like slap happy silly shit, so it wasn't like super appropriate.
That's true.
Which honestly like mega bummed me out because I was like, dude, where's the like the overwhelming sci-fi synths, you know, like especially at the end when Hopper's dying. I'm like, yo, you guys wrote the music in season 2. Let's just fucking put it in there real quick. Nothing. And that's fine, you know.
They did a really good job during
Fire.
being in the hospital. That was probably the scariest
dope.
part for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that was dope.
With the music and just
When Nancy and she's like gets cornered.
Oh,
by the,
yeah.
and it's just running through hallways in
Oh, yeah.
hospitals.
Yeah,
That's
that was
always
good.
super scary.
That
But
shit was dope,
That was
dude.
probably like the most adrenaline, like scary.
Lots more gore
I
this
was
season,
just about to
Oh
say
yeah, the
that.
gore
which was great.
They ramped it up.
I
This season
loved
for
it.
sure.
I wanted more of that.
Oh yeah,
Give me
dude.
more gore all day.
I couldn't believe it. The first scene of the entire series was
Was
like
the
people
rats.
being disintegrated.
Oh,
Like, people,
in
you know?
slow mo.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
right.
I was like, fuck, I feel like I'm watching Watchmen right now.
What?
When they're fucking turning on the machine for the first time.
And it breaks.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it
yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah,
blows
yeah.
them
And
all
it's
to
like,
a million pieces and you see the guts and shit.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, I was like, fuck. The first episode.
That fired me up.
It fucking had me, dude. I was so pumped.
I know.
And then the second episode
That
happened.
sucked. I know. I
Fucking
know. The second
totally
one was a
deflated
bummer.
me, yeah.
But yeah, gore effects were really good. I like the idea of like this thing putting in like a piece of itself to like it was almost like an alien moment to like
Yeah.
form and like grow, and then when
Yeah.
it was time to hatch,
Yep.
quotes,
It bust out.
they just like disintegrate into
Yeah.
like this blob, and then
Yeah.
it like joins with like the bigger part.
Well,
I thought
I
that was a
love
good
that.
I
take
like
on like
that
the
they
monster.
Yeah.
tied in because I was like, where I was confused about the chemicals and everything, and just that one line where it's like, when you have chemicals, it's to create a new substance, and
Yep.
it's like, okay, that like at least could be real, could not be, but at least ties together for me.
Yep.
Like this thing is gonna grow and like create a new thing.
Yeah. Like when
Oh,
they're
that's where you went with that?
yeah, when
Yeah.
they're like eating
Oh.
that's like why they're eating fertilizer
And like
shit.
all these
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
chemicals is
Wait.
because it's to create. They have
Yeah.
a thing where it's like, well, my chemistry teacher says when you mix chemicals together,
create
it's
a new
I
compound.
remember that, but that's why they were eating poop?
I have to assume that
That's
because
what I
they
assume.
they like make a whole thing out about everybody eating fucking fertilizer and then never address it again. So
Yeah, that's why I was like, did we ever
That's
get an
why I
answer for
assumed.
it? Because there was just like the rats, and then the old lady is the only people that old lady is the only one that you see eating the fertilizer,
Well,
right?
well, but then a bunch like goes missing.
Cleaning
And
supplies and stuff in the
people
house.
they drank all their cleaning supplies.
That's why I assume.
I just assume it was the
just-
monster needs weird things to grow,
Exactly.
and so that's what he's having. to put
Miracle
into the
Grow.
bottle.
Non-nutritional.
He ate a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything you
these
guys
people
are saying.
aren't
But
alive
weird.
anymore at this point.
no, they're Dunsky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like after the snap where everybody comes back.
Yeah.
They're like
They never
differently
really went into
possessed.
that though. I wish
No.
they would have like touched on that at the end. Like this town was like half their population's probably gone.
Yeah, I think
That was a lot of people like walking into that mine
a lot.
or
Yep.
A
metal
lot.
thing or
Yeah.
whatever.
Warehouse.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
don't really wrap much up for us, which like the story itself
was
I
season 4.
liked, but I thought like my take on what happened with the plot and the story specifically is that season 1 worked perfectly because it centered around a couple of buddies, right? 4 friends and this new weirdo, right? And it was very contained. That's all it needed. And as time goes on and as the show evolves, you have to bring in more and you have to do more, right? But I think they got away from themselves a little bit because they introduced too many characters and too many plot lines that then had no resolve.
I can agree with that.
Like, for example,
Yeah.
the mom, right? She's like, I'm going to go be a whore and fuck this lifeguard.
I was gonna-
right? And then she's like, actually, like, I'm going to be.
Nancy's mom.
And they make her like very 3-dimensional versus like season 1 and 2, where she's literally just the Mike, time for dinner, right?
Yeah.
So they try to add more dimensions to her, and then it goes absolutely nowhere.
Absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
They could
And
have
that
cut
was
out
bullshit,
the entire
dude.
pool scene besides just showing that
Everybody
he
loved
worked-
him.
yeah.
I get it. You know, like he's
or
hot.
he
you know?
worked as a lifeguard with this other girl,
Right.
Heather.
Right. Well, yeah, and it's like that didn't go anywhere. Like a ton of stuff got abandoned, you know, throughout the season, which is what made the finale fall so flat for me. Is like, I love having questions. I love not knowing all the answers because I want a season 4
Right.
so that we can explore all that shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Give me something.
give me fucking something, man. You can't just introduce all this shit and then have it go nowhere, which was my biggest beef with like the teacher and the magnets and the this and the that. It's like, guys, we don't have to do all this.
Yeah.
You don't have to do all that, you know?
I don't think a lot of it is even set up for season 4. I think it's just plot holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
I-
like, And I try to like limit my complaints on plot holes because every single movie.
did?
Yeah, dude. Oh, Max.
is him tapered
Max,
down.
This is limited.
dude, you don't think that's limited, bro? Look at this. I wrote this at work today. I literally took my lunch break and didn't eat food so that I could fucking write my notes.
Jesus.
And I'm not going into it, not all of it.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I don't have, like, a bunch of stuff, and that's why I didn't want to get into it too much to, like, back it up. Like, I liked it start to finish. I wept like a freaking baby last. I texted you.
Yeah.
You
that's
cried?
I
she texted me, Michael, at like 10:30.
10:42.
And she was like, I'm weeping.
I was weeping.
So I woke up
where
this
I
morning.
Because
thought-
Hopper died?
I
Yeah.
really was.
Oh, man.
I cry in
I
Criminal
know.
Minds when they like catch the killer in like big moments like that where there'll be music and they're all
What?
I cry on everything.
Here's the
like that.
deal, Cass. I'm going to be real with you, okay? I'm going to be real with y'all. This is a safe space. I think our audience knows this is a safe space, okay? I did not cry. I did, however, tear up. But the reason I teared up was not because the show won. It was because as soon as they made that decision, I was furious, right? Because I'm like, really? Okay, fine. But then when Eleven's like reading the note and you hear Hopper's voice,
That's when I
And
you
started.
see him
that
for
was when
a
I
minute.
was weeping.
you see him for a minute, right? That Hopper, that fucking scene is Hopper from season 1. That's who he is, dude. And they don't give it to me until the fucking very last
That's
scene.
when I was weeping.
I think that's probably their point.
Well, you know what, dude? Fuck you and your point. Not
It's
you.
not my
them.
point.
Not you. Them.
I mean, when you look at it from like a wider angle,
And like him and 11, like they. Okay, so he's like super worried about her. He's like protective and like overly protective. That's like the trope, right?
3 inches.
Is like, leave that fucking door 3 inches, right? Like, Mike, if you come around here, blah, blah. I love all that. That's fine with me, right? But you can't then resolve your characters through a voiceover at the end when they haven't hung out at all season. It's just it's so dry and fucking like underwhelming. And the worst part is that the Duffer Brothers wrote and directed the last episode, right? So I went into it like, fuck yeah, this is gonna be dope, dude. And it was very well
so
made.
they only did the last episode.
I think they had a hand in writing a few, but did not write the majority. But they wrote
Well, that's
and
why it's
directed
different.
the last.
Yeah.
Of course, season 2 is the same thing, but like, Empire Strikes Back was the best Star Wars movie, and it's a different writer, different director. Anyway, it's not important, but it fell because I needed that character to be the character I fell in love with in the first place. And if it had been, then when he died, it would have fucking got me, dude. But because it wasn't, it didn't. And that's my beef with the plot as far as the ending goes.
Okay.
And I feel like that was very well tempered.
Yes, that was Jeremy.
Thank you.
I wish though. I think you nail on the head where like they did introduce a lot more characters. Like Max is a new one from last season, and this one in like the original group was very broken up.
Yep.
I did not get to see Lucas, Will,
Mike.
together, besides them fighting,
Yeah.
or being dumb boys.
And I did
Well-
appreciate the like angle of let's break them up and watch them kind of do their own jam. I did appreciate that, and I really loved Dustin and
Steve.
and
I
Steve.
love it.
Yeah, that's great.
That was awesome, but
I mean, you,
I could watch their own adventure.
For
Oh,
sure.
we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I'd watch that show.
I'm going to bring up a point that you said earlier. It's like they're all coming into their own. So it's
Yeah.
like they kind of touched on that where it's like Will is like just wants to play D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, and all the Lucas and Mike were like,
yeah, me too, Max.
no, dude, like, we're worried about our girlfriends that we just got dumped, blah, blah, blah. So it's like this coming of age story
Yeah.
where they're all kind of doing their
They're
own.
growing apart.
Yeah,
They're growing apart and but also sticking together in the end at the same time.
I
You know?
did like that
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
puts it away. The
Sure.
thing, he's like, I'll just play
Yeah.
it if
Because
you're still
at
down
the
to
end of the
play
day,
it.
like they're getting older, literally. So I mean, I didn't expect anything else than that. I enjoyed the fact that Dustin and Steve and what's her character's name? Robin. I like that they had their own thing. I like that Hopper and oh god, why am I blanking on the names?
Judy.
Joyce.
Close.
Joyce.
Super
No, it's not
confidently.
Joyce.
It is Joyce.
It is?
It
Yeah.
is.
And the Russian and like their
Joyce
friend.
Wheeler.
Okay.
Because there's like
Joy Wheeler?
4 different storylines going on at the same time.
Byers.
Buyers.
Who's
But
Wheeler's
Mike.
Nancy Wheeler and Mike Wheeler.
I mean, Will is like the only one that's still like just his nerdy little self. Just
Yeah.
wants to play
I
D
know,
and
I
D.
felt
Makes
really
sense
bad.
because
Yeah.
he got stuck
Right.
and he's been through so much
Suspended
trauma.
in time.
He wants what's familiar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants
Yeah.
it to feel like home.
Yeah.
I love the scene where he destroyed Castle Byers.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
That's like his
Yeah.
growth. Like
Yeah,
he's
dude.
like, all right, it's over. I got to
I gotta fucking get over this. I love that shit.
Yeah, that was good.
I
Because
really...
I saw Mariah laughing during that scene. I was like, wonder why she's laughing during this scene.
Oh man, I'll tell you guys right now. You think I'm bad? Ask Mariah what she thought about
She was
Stranger Things 3,
she was
dude.
already over
Season
it.
2.
Yeah.
I looked at
Oh,
her
yeah.
and it was like another mall scene, and I turned. I was like,
Well, it's 'cause,
not
dude,
looking out good for you
I'm
right
telling you
now.
guys, we put on season 1, right, and then jump to this shit, and it's just like, fuck, man, it's like pouring gasoline.
I
in
need
an
to go
open
back
wound.
and rewatch them then because
Yeah, no,
It's
I
brutal.
I have a distorted reality.
I do, and I have a love for Stranger Things, and that always sways me.
Hey,
to
that's
like
blinded us a
something
little bit.
more.
Well, like, listen, I don't want to be unclear. I still love Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I love the fucking show. I love the concept. I love the characters. And it's because of that I'm so passionately opposed to just allowing this. Like, I can't just watch it and appreciate it because it's Stranger Things, right? For the same reason that, like, I get mad at fucking when they mess up Star Wars, or like, you know, when they're doing like these live action remakes of classic Disney movies. You know, it's like you fall in love with a certain something. You fall in love with the magic, right? When I watched the first season of Stranger Things, I was like, this is everything I could ever want in a fucking television show, right? And when they build it and they make it so good, it takes a lot of work to maintain the integrity between seasons.
I agree, and you want to hold on to like that feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And when you don't get it, and instead
But
you
I
get
don't think
like,
they flopped at that
I don't think it was a
to
flop.
any point. You
I
know,
gave it a C. I gave it a C. You know, if it was if it flopped, I would have gone lower. You know what I mean? Like I gave Murder
I think
Mystery an
this-
F because that F stands for fucking
God.
flop. You know what I mean?
Flop.
This by no means was a flop. It didn't have the magic, right? And I'm not gonna watch it and just be like, oh yeah, no, this is good because it's Stranger Things. It's like, no, dude, this is not good because it's not.
Could
Stranger
you
Things.
stop watching it though while you were
Yes.
okay?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
couldn't.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and I don't want to sound dramatic, but last night, in my head, I was like, please God, let this be over soon so that I can get back to Game of Thrones. That's bad. I texted Mark halfway through the second to last episode of Stranger Things, and I was like, fuck, dude, I still got like an hour and 40 minutes left, and I'm pissed about it because I want to go back to Winterfell and figure out what the fuck Jon Snow's gonna do. You know? That's where I was at.
I don't have reality with that.
And that's
Yeah,
totally good.
I couldn't. I was
I'm-
up till 2 after leaving the house and had to work.
And listen,
Yesterday.
I'm just not.
I love that you guys loved it. I love that I'm alone on this. If we were all this bummed, we'd have a super depressing podcast and an even more depressing week, you know? But because, like, you know, and I just like riffing on the shit, you know? It's not like I'm going to lose sleep, you know? Like, I just think it's fun, you know?
No, totally.
It's like when Cassidy's Patriots are on, you know, and someone's like, Tom Brady's a joke, you know? It's like, you fucking lose your shit a
oh,
little bit.
I lose my shit.
That's all it is, man.
Truth hurts.
Hopper is my Brady.
Excuse
Oh, Max, don't start, dude. Max, this isn't the podcast for football talk,
no,
dude.
no.
And you're sitting next to Cass, too, dude, and she's got a weapon right in front of her.
It's fine.
She'll take you out, dude. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
we're not in football season right now, so
Right.
like my level of crazy can be tamed.
Okay, got it.
During football season, you really
Max, you
don't
would have
mess
been
with
dead,
me.
dude.
It's fine.
No, but I thought overall, I wish, I suppose what I wish was that they brought back the serious elements of season 1. You can temper it with comedy, okay? I can get past, you know, mall montages. Like, that shit's fun, dude. I love going to the mall. You know, I got mall stories for days, okay? But, like, temper it with, like, heavy, serious drama stakes, you know? Like when Hopper, like, when you guys get to the finale of season 1, right? And it fucks
I'm
you
gonna
up.
rewatch it.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna
You do
go
bring
after
up
this. I'll
points,
start it.
Yeah.
You know, like I watched it, I binge watched it, I really liked it, and I was excited to talk about
I
it.
need to take my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like
You got
in
through
you
this
talking,
shit fast.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I think I touched on it earlier. It's like I feel like I was so blinded by like the fact that we haven't had it in so long. Mm-hmm. I was
and
like,
it's such a build-up.
I didn't mean to watch all episodes in one day. It
Yeah.
just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
Yeah.
well, I'm here, you know.
Yeah.
I had to like consciously make the decision not to watch it at work.
Oh, I
Right.
have no regrets doing it whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I think I need to like maybe do like an episode or two a night and then watch 1 through 3.
Yeah.
And then reevaluate where I'm at. Cause like I'll catch on if I watching, you know, it's like you watching all the MCU movies in order. Like you catch things that
For
you
sure.
wouldn't normally catch just like watching it out of the random order.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I don't know.
I will
No,
say
you're
I
absolutely
definitely
right.
didn't get
Yeah.
the same feeling that I got in season 1. And
Right.
I know
See,
that
I don't remember the feeling.
And I'm not trying to like talk anybody out of liking Stranger Things 3. I don't
Yeah,
wanna,
you're not.
I don't want to talk you guys out of it. All I'm saying is that I'm not as crazy as everybody will think I am when they listen to this podcast. Okay. I'm not that crazy, right? Because when I finally found people, you know, on IMDb will rank reviews based on like common opinion, right? So everybody, of course, the top 50 reviews are people that loved it, 10s out of 10s, 9s out of 10s, right? But if you scroll far enough, you see the people like me, and they're all saying the same shit. So I don't want to. I'm not trying to ruin it. I'm not trying to fight. No, I'm just saying. I approached the bench, right, in the court of Flix and Six. I pleaded my case. The evidence I have is just
And the
Stranger
evidence
Things season
is
1.
there.
You know? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
all I
like
got.
every like 10 minutes we circle back to the same thing.
I just want to make sure, like we're all friends here. You know what I mean? We fight a lot.
Not
but-
anymore.
I don't give a fuck.
You know what, Max? You're fucking fired, bro. I'll do
Yeah.
comics with Hopper.
No, you won't.
That'd be cute.
Now you gotta kill your
That would
cat.
be cute, actually.
That's
People
so
love pets.
morbid, Max.
I don't know if you know this, Cass, but Max, he doesn't have a morbid threshold. He'll take it to Max.
Oh
dude.
my god.
I didn't even
You
hear
gotta
what he said.
explode your cat.
Yeah, one episode.
Ah,
Yeah, dude.
no.
You didn't hear him just
I'm just
say
saying.
you got to kill Hopper now.
You gotta be-
One of Max's final thoughts on an
Hopper.
episode, I don't remember what it was verbatim, but it had something to do with 9/11.
Oh yeah, I said the Titan was my 9/11.
oh my
Jesus.
god.
And I think I said that exactly. Jesus.
You did.
Max.
That's exactly what you said. All right, what else do we got on this,
I
Mike?
love
Stories?
Can we just on something on a lighter note?
Let's lighten it up,
the
Cass.
freaking Ahoy outfits
Oh my god.
and them being on drugs.
When they're
That
on
was
drugs,
pretty
it
great.
funny.
I really, because it was so like bits and pieces,
Yeah.
but like I don't know if you guys have ever been high or anything like that.
Because we sure haven't.
But there are those moments where
What's
you're
that?
just like, dude.
Who said
Yeah.
drugs? You
I
got
liked all that, and I did love the Russian, the whole story with the Russians.
That was cool.
That was cool, dude. It made me want to watch Red Dawn. You know, the
See,
original.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
That's
It's not my
all.
favorite,
It
too,
was
but if
a
I'm trying to be nice,
like the
that's what I'm
whole
gonna be.
story was a specific reference to a few 80s.
Oh, no,
tropes.
I got
Yeah.
that. I don't know.
I just think Russians are cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
nod
Your
and
face when you
smile.
said that. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess let's conclude with a discussion on who or what we are going to award Unsung Hero to. The
This is a
Unsung Hero.
lot of episodes to think about.
Yeah, it is.
I was really trying to think of it, and
God, you know what else,
Came up-
dude? I really just want to rip a piece of toilet paper off and shove it up Eleven's nose. It's like, dude, you know you're gonna have a nosebleed when you use your powers.
Or tampon.
Yeah, just shove something up there, dude.
Do that rugby.
Just
Yeah.
fucking stick something up there.
you know what
Dude,
makes
it's
me
fine.
mad? Well, like they kind of show it at the end where she like obviously loses her power and like
Which
the
I
ju-
loved, by the way.
Yeah.
we didn't
Yeah,
talk
we
about
didn't
that.
talk about
I
it.
loved that.
I was so glad because when she was reaching for the teddy bear, I was worried they were gonna like give it back to her, and
Yeah.
I was kind of like, really?
I knew they weren't going to. I was like, oh, she's gonna try, but nothing's gonna happen. Because like when that little piece of the
Or I
thing
thought
was
maybe
inside
it
of her,
would
it like
slightly
absorbed
move.
it or something.
Yeah, I thought the same. I thought it was going to be like a Magneto chess piece
Ugh,
situation.
when-
Yeah,
like,
and she's
when it
like, "Oh,
barely
I'm getting
moves.
Yeah.
like I like that she lost her power."
Me
but
too. I love that.
She always gets a nosebleed.
Leaves
and,
it
like,
open.
you don't see. At the end, she like loses all of her juice, but up until that point, it's like a common thing for her to get a nosebleed, and she never loses really her juice until
Right.
like the end. So
Right.
that
I
kind
feel
of
like there were some inaccuracies with her power use.
Well,
Like
and-
out of nowhere, she could do these crazy things,
Like,
but then she was also like, she looked the same, like she was exerting her entire force to throw a body across the room.
Right.
But
Which-
you can throw a car?
Yeah, I
don't
wasn't
know.
going to bring it up, but I totally 100% agree.
There's no
because
consistency.
When she closes the rift, right?
Yeah.
When she goes down there in season 2,
Yeah.
she's fucking elevated.
Right.
Right? She's hovering, dude, and her whole body's shaking.
Right.
And it's fucking this grandiose, like most gravitas this character could have because it was like the biggest foe she'd ever faced, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I needed more of that. Like, what's
Yeah, you didn't really
up,
get much.
dude? And then the other thing is, like, we spend all of maybe 30 seconds in the Upside Down. I got major beef with that, dude. Like, I was hoping that after season 1 we would explore the depths of the Upside Down.
It was
But
all
in this,
Billy, basically.
in this season, it was Billy for like that one
couple-
scene where he's
couple of
at the
cutbacks.
phone booth. Right, and I'm like, oh, motherfuckers in the Upside Down. Oh my God, what's gonna happen? And then that's it. That's all you see of the Upside Down.
Really?
And I'm like, dude,
And you
what the
ju-
fuck?
yeah.
The whole thing. What?
Will has a couple flashbacks, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, and it's all stuff that's already happened.
Well, I think
Show
one
me
of
the Upside
yeah.
Down, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's closed. They closed the rift, and he stayed on this side.
Yeah, but then the Russians
never-
opened the rift because Joyce had
No,
to
they
close
were in the
it.
process of opening.
It was
Then why did
opening.
she have to close it?
They had to destroy the machine.
But what was it shooting against the wall?
It was trying to open the rift. Like you saw it, it was like
then how did
starting
it
to
die?
open, but it wasn't open.
I would assume it like lost its like juice because it didn't have a connection to the Upside Down.
So
'Cause it just-
if it
the second it
died
shut off, it's
because
like-
they closed the rift, that would therefore imply that the rift was open.
Barely.
was
Like not
opening.
enough for
Open
anything
enough.
to go through.
Right, but then going into the Upside Down, she didn't like...
See, that's what makes it. I don't think it's like she's going anywhere. Like, I think she's just like pushing herself, kind of like a Cerebra moment where she can tap into, like, she can
does
find
that
someone.
in the
Yeah.
pool
And
of-
but Billy's in the Upside Down,
sensory.
though. Billy's like for sure in the Upside Down.
I think it was just a vision.
What are you talking about? Like when
Billy's
she's on the
phone
beach?
booth, right?
No,
Billy's in the phone booth.
That
He-
was the monster had already infected him, and
Yeah, he
just
was already
making
fucked
in,
it
up.
see it.
in the Upside Down.
Yeah,
I
he
don't-
could. I think he
I
could
don't
like.
think he.
when he's there at the phone booth,
Okay,
it looks the exact same.
I know.
It looks it, but I think it's just a vision. I don't think he's actually there.
because the monster infected Billy. The monster was like putting these visions of the Upside Down
Like, this was
into
his
Billy.
goal.
Like
Was
he was
building
giving
the
his
army.
plan. He's like, Billy has an army behind him of people. I need you to do this. This is what you're going to do for me. Because at that point, he's just a pawn. Billy is still inside, but the monster has fully taken over like his physical being and like consciousness, right? So I think since the rift, the doorway to the Upside Down is opening, the monster is able to tap into, because like the monster doesn't like kick up in like this whirlwind until the machine turns on again and like it starts to open. That's when the monster like goes into this weird fit and all the rats come and it's like infecting the rats and like the rats build a bigger thing and it's like all that shit. But as far as 11 goes, I think that's just part of her telekinesis and telepathic power.
because the water is part of her training.
Yeah.
Right.
They had her
And
in
she-
the
that's
water.
when she found her
Oh,
mom.
yeah, I remember all
Because
that.
it's like that lubricant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's learned to like not need it anymore and she can just do it blind.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the Upside Down because it's just, I mean, she's always barefoot and like walking in water. And it's like, I just think that is her tapping into and being able to find another person because she can look at anyone that she wants as long as she knows who they are, basically. Right. That's my understanding. You know, you don't have to know where they're at because she's finding them via a psychic connection. So I don't think it's the Upside Down, but I think it's, I don't know, because we don't really know where the fuck she got her shit. And it's like, I don't know if she's like tapping into it because it's open, but obviously it wasn't open. So she wasn't able to tap into it before that, but she still has powers. She has powers.
Yeah.
And I don't
She
think
has
it's the
powers.
Upside Down.
No, I would have liked the Upside Down is kind of where I was going.
I
with
know
that.
because, and like, I know like season 1 and
That
2,
would've
but I
been
think
cool,
my
though.
explanation was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah.
But I get
That's
it
all
because
great.
I liked in, I think it was season 2 where it's like, they just like slip through like the wall.
Yeah.
I think it's season 2, like when
It
they're in
is.
the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that because it's like whoops, and they're
Yeah.
just like inside the other world. So
Yeah.
that
I
was
think,
cool.
I think it's like, it's just.
I missed it. I agree.
I think it was
Yeah.
more of a monster type deal
Yeah.
than like exploring what
Yeah.
all of this is
Yeah,
about.
I think it was more so like I agree, because this thing was trapped in the real world. So I think it was playing that story more so than the Upside Down, which has been the last 2 seasons.
Right.
I think it's like literally like the whole story is about this thing that got trapped behind because it was expelled from Will, and then it never made its way back. And then the thing closed, and it's like, well, I guess I'm waiting.
I got all that.
I
got
missed
all
the
that.
Upside Down too. I just thought it was explained well enough why there was no Upside Down.
Oh, for sure.
This season.
Yeah. No, totally. 100%
You just wanted
agree.
the upside.
I think it's like it's just a
It just
dumber
always
story,
reminds
you know?
me of an upside down
Yeah.
pineapple cake every time we see the upside down world.
We should eat a pineapple cake that's
Oh,
upside
Ben
down.
and Jerry, not Ben and Jerry's.
cake today,
Baskin
I
Robbins
can't do it
has Stranger Things flavors.
What
What?
are the flavors? Like cotton candy and shit?
The USS Butterscotch.
Clever.
11's Upside Down something. And then, one of them, the one I got was Upside Down Praline. And then it's 11's something, I don't know.
Yeah, and then the stinger scene. Obviously, it's open somewhere because they got a Demogorgon, which was
That was nice.
That was
liked
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was a demi-dog, but
That's
then
what
it
I
stood
thought.
up, and I was like, oh, cool.
And they
That's
have an
nice.
American.
Yeah. Eye roll of the century.
What?
Jesus.
They have an American.
The stinger scene, it's Hopper, dude.
They have an American.
Yeah,
Well,
the
they
guy's
said
walking
grab
by
the
the prison
American.
cells, and the guy goes to
Oh.
open one door, and he's like, no, it's the American.
Oh, I
You
thought
know,
he
and then
said no,
Right.
the American, as
No,
in grab
not-
the American.
not
No.
the
So I
American.
was like thinking that was they were about to grab Hoppa, and then they didn't, and I was like, why would they even have to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel better.
But you know what I hate about that is that
Did I miss something?
So there's a stinger.
Did you
Credits.
watch
No,
the
I
singer?
watched it, but I
Okay,
don't think I remember.
Let me break it down,
correctly.
okay? So 2 soldiers are walking down a corridor in a prison.
Right.
They go up to one door, and one soldier says to the other, no, not the American. Then they go to the door next to it and grab the Russian guy,
And then they
which implies that whoever they got is an American.
Hopper.
Hopper.
Right.
Right.
But we never see the guy.
Right.
But we don't see it.
I
Okay, I was like-
completely misunderstood.
I was like,
that
did I
scene.
just not
Yeah.
see
I
him
thought they
somehow?
said no,
Okay.
the American,
Just
like
like,
grab
who
the
else would it
American,
be?
and then it was
The
this
only other
random
person in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just the only other person missing.
Unless it's the translator.
No, because he was out.
He was
we
was
see him?
safe.
Yeah, and that phone number, they give his phone number out, you know, and apparently, because I googled it, they had a thing for a minute where you could call his phone number, and it's his voicemail, and it's like, if this is Joyce Byers, I need to talk to you about someone,
Oh, that's
but we
cute.
have to do it in person.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's adorable.
it is.
I
It's a
don't
cool
get-
little gimmick. Remember so Hopper calls the station and he gives them his
Oh,
phone number.
yeah.
So a bunch of people called that phone number,
Sure.
and that was the message.
Oh,
Oh, it was a real number. They didn't
Yeah,
hit
it was
us
a
with a
real number.
555.
No
I'm gonna call
555. I tried with Max. It didn't work.
Didn't work anymore.
No.
That's
Probably
sucks.
too late on the game.
Oh, there's
Super big bummer.
People were probably just like,
Beat it to death. dude.
yeah. They're like, shut the shit down.
yeah, they were like, when I called it, it was like, this voicemail box
Right.
is full.
Yeah.
You know, and I was
People
like, oh,
leaving
fuck, man.
messages.
Don't say anything. you know?
Right.
Well,
that's cute.
yeah, it was nice, but yeah.
I'm still thinking of if there is an unsung, but
I
don't have
honestly,
I guess Robin is like,
I was,
but I'm like
yeah.
scraping the bottom.
Oh,
of the
I got
barrel.
it. I got one.
I
Anybody
have
else
one
got
too.
Okay.
I think I have one.
I have
Okay.
one.
I'm gonna go with fireworks.
That's a really good one.
Fireworks.
Because that's something
because
I
they
really.
threw it at it.
Yeah, because it
It's 4th of
distracted him
July.
and saved, the kids' lives. Oh, that was another thing, dude. Well, we don't have to get into it. It's not important.
I really like that aspect. If
Yeah.
you're gonna say it being on the 4th of July, because I was mad it was on the 4th of July, and then watching it, I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Like,
I liked it.
I
No, that
liked
was
it.
cool. I would have liked.
It's like in another time this was happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I don't have beef of when. Again, it's just a how thing, but it's irrelevant. Maxie, what do you got, dude?
Robin.
Robin for your unsung?
Yeah.
Cass?
The song. They would have never been
Oh,
able to
yeah.
break in and get
Oh
the
my
key
God.
girlfriend?
unless he sang that song.
Yeah.
Never-ending
Dustin's
story.
girlfriend, who we thought was
Playing
made
Constance.
Yeah.
Susie Boo.
Susie Boo.
Susie Poo, I think.
Poo.
Susie Poo.
It was Poo.
What
I
about
would
you,
never
Mike?
want poo at the
Dusty
end of my
Buns.
Dusty Buns. What do you got for your unsung, Mike?
I was gonna say the truth serum that Steven
Oh, yeah.
they
Oh.
had because
Yeah.
it just like made them like super real with each other,
Yeah, that was great.
and like a new friendship was like born out of it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That was a good touch.
Yeah.
All right, is that it for us, guys?
Yes.
I think so.
Are we all still friends or what? Are we guys?
I feel better
Oh,
now.
I'm used to it.
Yeah,
now.
Mike lives here, so I'm not too
I'm
worried about
fine.
Michael. Are we
You know,
leaving this?
our mittens were up.
Yeah, we had our dukes up, Cass.
Yeah,
I
but
know, you
I
should have
feel
sat
much
over
better.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You're too close.
But I think we all had really good points, and I think overall,
You should still go fucking
yeah,
watch it.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Stranger
Doesn't
Things,
matter.
and there's
Yeah.
gonna be more, and we're have more to talk about, and
Yep.
there's gonna be more monsters. And
You know what? We're bad at promoting.
Why?
Because in the beginning, we should have touched on the fact that we had to hit 1,000 downloads.
Oh my God. Well, for anybody who's still listening.
yeah,
That isn't us four in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not us tomorrow.
Yeah.
We actually hit a huge milestone here on
Yeah.
Flix and Six. Cass,
great.
tell the audience what happened.
we actually hit over 1,000 downloads,
Yeah.
and 500 of them have been in the past 30 days. So you
That's
guys
a lot.
are listening, you're chiming in. We love it. We want you guys to keep coming back and get more
At first, I didn't
involved.
know what I was looking at, and I was like, "Is that the download count?" I was like, "Oh shit, that's dope."
Yeah,
That's
literally.
legit.
I like that. Like literally in the last 30 days, half of that.
Half of them.
I know,
We've
that's
been
crazy. We
podcasting for
caught a lot of steam.
for a long time since
Yeah.
the beginning of the
Follower
year.
count
so like
is we got 20 plus followers in a matter of
40
24
plus.
hours.
Yeah.
40
well,
plus.
well, 20 plus in like 4 or
So 40 and
24
48.
hours. But throughout the
Still,
weekend,
though.
we got plus 40.
Yeah. We're actually starting to take off here a little bit, you guys.
Picking
Yeah,
up steam.
It's all
I'm
because
feeling
of
it.
you guys.
Sponsor
so
us while you still
share.
can.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh, Blue Apron.
Seltzer
Apron.
waters,
Blue
please.
Apron sponsorship.
Yeah,
in
we'll
here.
actually-
LaCroix?
Yeah, we'll take a
Bubbly.
LaCroix,
I'll get-
Bubbles.
I'll
I
take
want
it.
bubbles.
Or a
bubbly.
Bang.
Yeah,
Bubbly.
any sort of carbonated water company that wants to sponsor Flix and Six.
Preferably caffeinated. Ooh, what's that one?
Yerba Mate.
No.
Oh.
It's caffeinated sparkling water.
What?
I want that.
That's a thing?
Yeah. We had it at Thanksgiving one time at the center.
Splenda?
No.
No,
I'll figure it out.
Splenda
Splenda.
sugar.
But it's a caffeinated
Split-
sparkling water.
Splendid. The
Splendid?
one you were drinking.
No, that's Splenda, and it's fucking
It's
shitty.
disgusting.
Well, either way, we'll take a sponsorship from a carbonated water company. But really, I think what
Or
we
any
want-
sponsor, to be honest.
Well, we don't want to run ads just yet. I think-
Fleshlight.
Fleshlight, yeah, that's helped people.
What
in
the fuck?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
What?
He
Oh.
was sponsored by Fleshlight, dude.
For a long
Made
time.
all
What's
kinds of money.
flashlight?
Adam Mail.
Cass,
Is it a
I'll
flashlight
I'll
on your body?
I'm going to
No,
explain
yeah.
Fleshlight to you off the air.
Off air, for sure.
But to the audience that's still tuned in, thank you guys for listening, man. We really appreciate it. We're having
Hint.
fun. Hint?
Hint, water.
Oh, that shit.
Yeah. Some of it's
yeah.
caffeinated.
Yeah, I've had those.
I want it.
I've
Not
never
bad.
had it.
Caffeinated sparkling water.
Not
I
bad.
would get cracked out.
But that's our take on Stranger Things 3. We love you guys so much. Drop a rate and review if you love us too. I apologize for getting nuts, but at the same time, I'm not fucking sorry.
I know the
stand
first
by
like
what I'm
15
saying.
minutes is just Jeremy.
Yeah, it's not too much, dude. Because for the people that are out there like me, just know, buddy, you're
get
not
it.
on an
Yeah,
island.
yeah. I don't think you're a lone soldier
No.
at all, but I feel like you're in the
Just
minority.
wait until we start getting into Star Wars, guys.
Oh, Jesus.
That
fuck.
being said,
I
thank
won't
you
be
guys
on
for
those.
tuning in. I'm Jeremy Miller.
Cassidy Doherty.
Max Gabbert.
And Michael Harness.
We'll see you guys next time. Fucking Max sounds like he's dying, dude.
Because he's holding in his vape juice.
You want to try it again?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Jeremy Miller.
That tuning in. We can't hit
All
the
right, let's
ending.
try a third time. I'll cut it all out, okay? I'm Jeremy Miller.
Cassidy Doherty.
Max Gabbert.
Max. We'll see you guys next week.
Fuck me, right?